Welcome to Irfan CFPS. In today's session, we cover key concepts, NFPA 72 fire alarm battery requirements, understanding standby and alarm modes, and we do consider an example to calculate the battery size, and finally we'll have a quiz question. So fire alarm systems normally run on primary power under regular conditions. As you can see on your screen, this is the primary power, which means this is the main electrical supply from the building's utility or electric panel. So you need to have a secondary power supply as well as per NFPA 72. This is the backup power, usually a battery or any other emergency source. So it takes over if the primary power fails. So why secondary power is required as per NFPA 72? Because the fire alarm system must always be operational even during a power outage. Secondary power ensures the system can monitor the building continuously in standby mode and sound alarms during emergency mode. As you can see on your screen, you have initiation devices as well as notification devices. All these have to be functional even the power is lost. So without secondary power, the fire alarm system could fail, which is dangerous for occupants. We will understand about standby as well as alarm mode condition in future slides. As per NFPA 72, the battery requirements for any fire alarm system depends upon the standby time duration and alarm time duration. I am going to explain about standby and alarm modes in next slide. Let us try to understand standby and alarm mode condition before we perform the battery calculations. So now you have a secondary power supply in the form of batteries. So in order to select the battery size, you need to know the standby current and alarm current. This can be taken from the manufacturer data sheet. Okay, and second point would be like the time duration required. So in case of power loss, the battery has to run for about 24 hours in standby mode. So this is the term. And once the horns, strobes activates, the battery has to run for about at least 5 minutes, which is known as alarm mode. Now look at the concept. As you can see on your screen, standby mode is required because if the building loses power, the fire alarm system must stay alive for at least 24 hours. Even when there is no alarm, it continues to monitor the building, supervise all circuits and stay ready to respond in case of fire. What about alarm mode? As I said earlier, alarm mode is required because after the 24-hour standby, the system still needs enough battery power to operate horns, strobes and speakers. Speakers come under voice evacuation system and they should be long enough for people to evacuate safely. I believe you understand standby mode and alarm mode conditions, and these are very important to understand to select the battery requirement for any fire alarm systems. Now coming back to our main topic, battery calculations. As you can see on your screen, this is the template to perform the battery calculations. It's very easy and very simple. If you have an office building or a warehouse or any kind of building like hospital or any industrial plant, this template can be followed. If you need the template, just let me know so that I will share it with you. So now coming back to our topic, here we can see the tag numbers and the description. These are the device names which are installed in our particular project. So now for example, our project name is Keel office building. So in this office building, how many number of devices we have, we need to put into this sheet, and also the description for those devices. For example, you can see fire alarm panel, smoke and heat detector, horn, strobes, horns, manual pull station, combined smoke detector, mimic panel, and modules like isolator module, monitor module, control module, and if you have relay modules, you can add those as well. So everything, whatever we installed in the building or as per the design, those needs to be mentioned here, and the device quantities shall be put here as well as here. So we need to consider the standby current per unit in amps. Just remember, it should be in amps if you are mentioning or putting your values in this particular template. Okay, so now you need to put the standby current in amps and alarm current in amps. These details can be found in the manufacturer technical data sheets. For example, if you have a notifier brand or notifier fire alarm panel and devices, you can consider the data from the data sheets. Just you need to multiply the standby current per unit with the actual quantity. So you will get total standby current, which will be in our case 0.9891, and we just need to multiply alarm current with the total number of devices for each item, and you will get the total system alarm current. That's it. Once you calculate this, just you need to multiply the 0.9891 standby current with 24, as I already explained you why we are going to consider for 24 hours. For example, in your project specifications, it says the standby time shall be 72. You need to consider 72, but as per NFPA 72, you can consider for up to 24 hours operation. So just you need to multiply 24 with 0.9891. You will get the required standby capacity in amp hours, AH. Okay, and then you need to multiply 11.9910, which is an alarm current, with 5 minutes duration. So 5 minutes, if you convert into hours, it will be 0.083. So 0.083 multiplied by 11.9910, you will get the required alarm capacity in amp hours. So just you need to add the standby capacity and alarm capacity. As you can see here, 23.74 plus 0.9953, you will get 24.7337. So total capacity will be 24.7337. But please note, as per NFPA 72, you need to consider safety factor, which is about 1.25. Also, it is like 125% of this total capacity. So 24.7337 into 125%, you are going to get about 31 AH battery. So this is our requirement, but you need to check the manufacturer data sheet while selecting the battery. Maybe for example, if the manufacturer don't have 31 AH battery, you need to select the higher capacity as per the manufacturer technical data sheet. Finally, here if you look at this space, you need to provide the client name or the contractor name, whoever, main contractor name, everything you can put it here along with the address. Also, if you are a subcontractor or if you are a consultant who is designing the project in the IFA or IFC stage, you can put your details here as well. After this slide, you have a quiz question. Try to answer that and put your answer in the comment section. So coming back to our quiz, if a generator is used as backup power, how long should the fire alarm batteries run as per NFPA 72? You have two options. Option A, 24 hours standby plus 5 minutes alarm, or option B, 4 hours standby plus 5 minutes alarm, or 15 minutes for voice systems. So just put your answer in the comment section so that I will check and reply to you. I hope you have gained some useful design knowledge from this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel Irfan CFPS. It will motivate me to provide more interesting and educational content which will be helpful to you and me as well. Thank you so much. Bye.